will try to be as brief as possible. So I was cleaning the house and realized I've not given you an update. I've not told you anything that's been happening because I am terrible with keeping up with videos now that school is back. So here's a quick recap of what happened over the weekend. Friday, if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I had posted that one of our eggs had pipped. Saturday morning, the baby still had not hatched. We left to go to Dollywood. We left at like 9:45 in the morning, and we did not get home until like 11 o'clock at night. When I got home, the chick had hatched. But he was laying on his back with his legs straight out, and it was breathing kind of erratic, and I was a little worried about it. I just kind of gently turned it over. It cried a little bit, and then it settled back down, and it just kind of seemed like it was out of breath, like it was exhausted. It was still wet, so I'm assuming that it may have not been very long hatched since I found it. So that being said, I figured I would leave it there, let it dry off, and in the morning I would move it to the brooder if it was dry and doing okay. Got up the next morning. It was still wet, still not acting right. It wasn't wet, it just wasn't fluffed out like it was. I don't know what I've done wrong. I really don't. And within an hour or two it died. The other eggs, today is day 24, and nothing else is hatched. Nothing else is pipped. I don't know if they're dead in there or if they're okay or what's going on. I did talk to somebody who knows a little bit about it, and basically she said, it could have been a bacteria, and that there's nothing you can do about that. It could have been that there was some sort of temperature fluctuation that you didn't know about. I personally think it may possibly be because there was such a push for me to hurry up and get rid of the chickens that I may have used eggs from chickens that were just too young. Maybe not. They weren't too small, I can tell you that. I know that they say, they have to be a certain size. They weren't too small. They were a decent size egg, but maybe they were too small, too young, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I am doing the continuous hatch. I have those that I'm literally going to give another 36 hours. If I don't see anything, we're going to assume that they're dead. I'm going to bust them open and see what's in there, see what happened. And then I have another clutch that has 4 in it that is set to hatch on Friday. Another clutch that has 6 in it and is set to hatch in a week and a half. As you guys know, I've been sick and I still have not got rid of this blasted cough. If I don't take that cough medicine at night, I am miserable. I cannot sleep, so I have to take it every night before bed. But in the daytime, I'm not so lucky. Anyway, so that was the side note that happened. My very first chick I ever hatched died. And I don't know if the rest of them are going to make it. So that's the bad part. The good news that I've had over the weekend is Fuel's Homestead has a blog, and they were at 10,000 followers. And they did a giveaway. They were giving away an incubator, and I entered it. I know a lot of you guys entered it, and I won. I was like floored that I won this thing. And I'm going to be completely open and honest with you right here. I'm going to bare my heart. I have literally been questioning myself. Me and my husband both have been talking about it as to whether or not I'm doing the right thing or if I should just let this go. It just feels like every time I try to do something, it was just, there was a block there, block there, block there. No, this didn't work. This ain't happening. It just feels like there's constantly something there to stop me. And so I've really been praying about it and asking God, if this is something, should I even waste my money buying stuff to do quail? I mean, I literally, what savings we had, I invested into this farm to get chickens and to, put up the fencing and, do all these things to get my farm going, to get my homestead prepared, only to turn around and now have to do a complete makeover. Because what chickens need, quail don't. They're two separate species. I mean, one roosts, one's a ground dweller. I have to totally redo everything. So I've really been considering just throwing in the towel. Like, I'm just like, do I really want to put myself back out there and try again to possibly fail? And you might find this silly, and that's cool. But for me to win that incubator kind of felt like God's answer to say, I will provide for you when you need it. I will give to you when you need it. When you just feel like you can't do no more, I'll step in. Don't worry. So, I now have an incubator to hatch my own quail. I will be cleaning out my barn. The reason I've not cleaned out the barn yet is, no joke, it is like the 7 circles of hell outside. It is so hot. It is not just the heat, which you will hear this every time you're in Tennessee. It's not because of the heat. It's because it's so humid. It literally is. You cannot breathe. Like, you step outside and it's like you could reach out and touch the heat. It is so hot. So I'm not into being outside, dying of a heat stroke, cleaning out a barn. So I'm going to wait until it cools. Then I'm going to go out there and I'm going to clean the barn out. But alas, my chicken poop and my bedding and all the shavings and all the everything that I have gotten is not for nothing. All that horse manure, all that chicken poop, all those shavings, I'm literally going to spread. The fence that I had set aside for my chickens and for my horse and all that stuff, I'm literally going to till the whole blasted thing up. I'm going to cover it with the chicken bedding and all the poop and all the stuff. And I'm going to till it all in there. So I'm going to fertilize it with it. And I'm going to have a massive garden next year. I'm going to have the whole fenced in area, probably the area I've got now, and probably all the way back and around. So I'm probably going to have about a half-acre garden, be my guess, by the time I'm done. A little over quarter acre, half acre, somewhere in that area, that zone. It's going to be a big garden. Because next year I really want to make sure that I'm getting enough food to can more than what I'm doing this year. I'm also planning to buy a pressure cooker because this year, just the water bath canning was great, fabulous experience, great teacher, but now it's time to bring out the big guns because we also found a store where you can get bacon for $1.70 a pound. Hello, I'm going back, and as soon as I have the pressure canner, if that bacon is still that cheap, which it should be because it's actually was more expensive last year, it seems to be going down. So, I'm definitely going to be pressure canning bacon, and I'm going to do hamburger meat and all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm going to start really, really, really getting more into canning. I definitely am going to be more into gardening. I'm going to do the quail. I'm not going to give up. I wanted to bad, but I'm not going to. So that right there is my update. Somebody's got to go potty. The quail that I do have, the button quail I do have, she's still not laying. But from what I understand, that's pretty normal. She's only been here about a week and a half. If you clean out, the button quail are sensitive. If you clean out their cage, she could go 2 weeks without laying. So she's had a really big change in her life. So I don't expect her to wait a couple days and pop an egg out. So I'm very patient. They are very cute, though, I have to say. He does the cutest little thing ever. If I give them special treats like eggs or, millet seeds or tomatoes or anything, he'll run over and he'll grab something and he'll make this little teeny tiny chirpy sound, and she'll run over and he feeds her. It is so stinking cute. Her little husband brings her presents. I love it. They make me happy. I love to watch them. So there's my update. Quail are doing good. Gonna get big quail. We're gonna make a massive garden. Chicks are dying and not hatching. I don't know what's going on. Want an incubator. So that's our update. So if you like us, guys, just make sure you subscribe to us. That way you can keep following our craziness, because you never know what's going to happen, because I sure don't know what's going to happen. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I love you guys, and I'll see you later.